Further ado, let's dive into the message of the day. Take a look.
D'entre vous qui êtes jeunes comme moi, nous
Most of
sommes nés
you
dans
who
ce
are young like
système-là.
me, we were born in this system.
Mais ce n'est pas ça.
But this is not what can allow Burkina to live.
Parce que dans cette
Because in this
situation, il y a deux
situation,
cas seulement.
there are only two
Soit
cases.
on accepte combattre,
Either
et
we
on
accept
reste
to
esclave
fight,
à jamais,
or we
jamais.
remain slaves forever, I tell you once.
Et il y en a qui sont esclaves dans la
And there are
tête.
some who are slaves in the head.
Ils ne peuvent que servir leur maître. Et ces gens-là,
They can only serve their
c'est chaque
master.
fois de vous
And
manipuler.
these people, each time they try to manipulate you, you must advise each other.
Parce que chaque situation peut être
Because each
exploitée
situation
par ces
can be
ennemis de la
exploited by
nation-là
these enemies of the
pour
nation
essayer de vous décourager, de vous démotiver.
to try to discourage you,
Donc, il faut que vous
to
concentrez
demotivate
vous
you.
et ne pas faire attention.
So you must advise each
Certains
other
propos,
and do not pay attention to
même sur
certain
certains
words,
médias,
even on certain media.
tout le monde n'est pas obligé d'être patriote.
Everyone is not obliged to be a
Vous êtes les
patriot.
premiers patriotes. Vous avez décidé de
You
défendre
are the
la
first
patrie. Il n'y en a pas
patriots.
meilleur que ça.
You have
Ceux
decided
qui
to
veulent vous
defend the
soutenir,
country.
qu'ils vous soutiennent.
There is nothing better
Ceux qui
than
veulent
that.
vous décourager à
Those who
travers
want
les
to
écrits,
support you,
il
let
faut
them
fermer
support
les
you.
oreilles et avancer.
Those who want to discourage you through writing,
nous allons
you must close your
combattre.
ears and move forward.
Alors, il faut qu'on se rappelle quelque chose.
We must remember
Dernièrement, il y a
something.
une
Recently,
soi-disant
there was a
ONG, c'est même
so-called
pas une
NGO.
ONG, parce que ONG c'est organisation non gouvernementale.
It is not even a NGO because a NGO is a non-governmental organization. But they are not non-governmental because they
Cette
are
soi-disant
financed by a
ONG-là
federal
produit
budget
des
by
rapports
a
pour
state.
dire que, voilà, le
This
FDS,
so-called
les défendent des
NGO
exactions,
produces
c'est un peu
reports
la
to say
ici.
that the FDS
C'est
and the
pour
VDP are
attaquer votre
carrying out
morale.
executions. They
C'est
came
pour
in and
faire
left here.
peur.
It is to stain your morale. It is to scare you, to
Non.
prevent you from being able to
D'ailleurs,
fight.
nous allons porter
No.
plainte contre cette
Besides,
ONG.
we will take this NGO into
Parce
account
que
because people must understand something.
il faut que les gens comprennent quelque chose. Ce qui nous arrive ici, c'est
What
vrai
is
qu'ils ont
happening to us
manipulé
here?
une partie de nos
It is
populations
true
au
that they
Sahel.
have manipulated a
Ils
part of our
n'avaient pas
population in the
cet
Sahel,
armement-là. Qu'est-ce qui a amené
but they
l'armement?
did not have this armament.
assez
What led to this
important dans
important
leur-
armament?
C'est la Libye. Qui a détruit
It is
la Libye?
Libya.
C'est cette ONG, cette
Who
même
destroyed
ONG qui
Libya?
a fait
It is
ces
this
rapports
NGO, the same
mensongers
NGO that made these false reports
donnés à qui veut
and gave to whoever wanted to create a rebellion for people to intervene and make Gaddafi fall. And the powder is spilled in the Sahel.
Ces millions de vies qui ont été ôtées dans le Sahel là. On doit porter plainte contre cette
These millions of
les
lives that were
responsables de
taken
ces
in the
rapports
Sahel,
mensongers qui
we
a
must
fait
take into
pour
account this
pour
NGO
consolider cette
because it
thèse,
is responsible for these false reports that it made to consolidate this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us.
Regardez le monde.
Look at the world.
Qu'ils aillent défendre les droits de l'homme partout dans le monde d'abord.
Let them defend human rights everywhere in the world before coming
Nous avons la
here.
chance d'avoir des situations
We have the chance to
similaires
have similar situations in
dans
this
ce
world.
monde-là. Vous vous êtes engagé volontairement.
You are engaged voluntarily. There are countries where we take force, we kill.
Tu pars ou tu meurs.
You leave or you die.
D'autres même en voulant fuir finissent par mourir.
Others, even if they want to flee, end up dying.
Parce que ces gens nous voient comme des sous-hommes.
They do not speak of human rights because these people see us as subhumans. They see us as slaves. It's like that in their heads. They have never changed their logic. But it is up to us to show them that we are not slaves and we will never accept this
Il n'y a
state of
donc
affairs.
pas à se laisser berner.
So there is no need to let yourself be overwhelmed by the story they tell. Whoever wants to hear it. You have to stay focused on your fight. Stay focused. We know what we are doing. And even now, the commander of BVDP told me that there is a training session on human rights for the benefit of group leaders and their subordinates, which is ongoing. If we make an effort, we know that it is for us. We do not do anything to please anyone. We do it for our country. And you are committed to that. Defend your country. Do not listen to these individuals. They should not affect your morale.
Dans l'histoire du monde, il y a eu des guerres.
In the history of the world, there have been wars. And during the Second World War, people organized themselves to defend themselves, a little bit everywhere.
Mais il y a un pays qui ne pouvait pas se défendre.
But there was a country that could not defend itself, that had to come and take our ancestors to go and defend them.
Et aujourd'hui, ce même pays veut nous donner des leçons.
And today, this same country wants to teach us the hospital that laughs at charity.
Non. Vous êtes les descendants
No,
de ces mêmes
you are
ancêtres
the descendants
qui sont allés
of these
défendre
same
les autres
ancestors
qui ont
who went to
libéré
defend
le
the
monde du
others
nazisme.
who freed the world from
Aujourd'hui,
Nazism.
vous vous battez pour vos terres. Ces mêmes
Today, you fight for your
individus
lands. These
créer
same
des termes
individuals dare to
pour vous
create
salir.
terms to dirty you.
Nous nous opposons à cela. Nous ne serons
We
jamais
oppose
d'accord.
this. We will never agree.
Continuez à défendre vos terres. Ce sont vos richesses qui intéressent ces gens.
Continue to defend your lands. It is your wealth that interests these people. It is our
Sinon,
gold,
pourquoi
our
venir
minerals
chercher
that interest
des
them.
Argentins pour s'accaparer de nos terres? Donc, nous allons combattre et nous allons
If
récupérer nos
not,
terres. Nos
why
richesses,
come and
ça
look
nous
for
appartient.
entire
C'est pour nous,
villages
c'est
to
à nous
take
que
our
ça va
lands?
coûter. Et à
So
nos
we will
enfants.
fight and we will recover our lands. Our
Je
wealth
vous
belongs to
encourage
us.
donc à garder
It is
en
to
mémoire
us that it will
que cette
benefit
guerre,
and to
c'est
our
pour nous
children.
sortir de l'esclavage.
So I encourage you to keep in mind that this war is to get us out of
Vous
slavery.
devez garder le
It is
moral
for
haut.
our
Restez
independence.
debout.
And you must keep your
Jamais
morale
céder
high. Stay up.
aux manipulateurs,
We will never give
à
in
ces
to the
individus qui ne
manipulators,
savent
to
que
these
cette notion de
individuals
patrie,
who no longer
ou à
know
ces
this
gens qui
notion of
viennent de
homeland,
l'extérieur
or to
pour
these
essayer de
people who
nous-
come from
de
the
nous dompter à
outside
travers
to try to
leurs,
tame us through their
termes
terms
qu'ils
that they
ont
invented
inventés,
and their
leurs
organisms that they
qu'ils ont
invented
inventés
to
pour nous
serve us.
asservir. Combattez, avancez.
Fight. Move
Faites
forward.
tout ce que vous pouvez
Do
faire.
everything you
Puisez,
can.
comme j'ai dit, dans
Dive,
vos
as I said, into your cultural
dans ce
resources,
dans quoi vous avez
into what you have been
forgé
forging
depuis
since the village.
Puisez dedans.
Dive
Faites
into
cette
it
guerre.
and wage this war.
Restez concentrés.
Stay focused and stay up.
Vous êtes ces gens-là qui ont osé.
You are those people who dared to take up arms to support the different forces of defense and security,
Pour lutter.
to fight to recover our lands.
Ce n'est pas permis à tout le monde. Chacun à son
This does
niveau
not apply to
peut faire
everyone.
ce qu'il peut.
Everyone at his level can do what he can.
Sont dans le commerce et
Others are in business and contribute.
essaient de communiquer pour vous encourager.
Others try to communicate to encourage you.
Essaient, en tout cas, chacun de sa position.
Others try to do what they can.
Mais vous, vous avez décidé de
But
prendre
you have
les armes
decided to take
et
up
faire
arms
face.
and face them.
On aime le dire, en temps de guerre, il y a deux types
We
de
like to say
citoyens.
that in times of war, there are two types of
Les
citizens.
porteurs de tenue,
Those who wear uniforms called FDS, who must go towards death. It is their duty.
et les civils qui doivent fuir. la
And the
mort.
civilians who must flee death because they are not trained for it.
Mais dans l'histoire des peuples, il arrive
But in the
toujours
history
ces
of peoples,
moments où vous vous retrouvez
there is
confrontés.
always a moment when you find yourself confronted with your existence.
Soit vous vous battez ou vous disparaissez.
Either you fight or you
Aujourd'hui, le
disappear.
Burkina fait face à son destin.
Today, Burkina faces
C'est une
its
question
destiny.
d'existence.
It is a question of existence.
Et à ces moments cruciaux,
And at this
parmi ces
crucial
civils
moment,
qui devraient donner d'eau à la mort,
among those civilians
vous
who
avez
must give water to
décidé
death,
de prendre des armes et faire face. et
you have
accompagner
decided
vos
to
frères.
take up arms and face and support your brothers in arms.
Nous ne pouvons pas finir de vous rendre hommage.
We cannot
Nous ne pouvons
stop
pas
paying
finir de
tribute
vous
to you.
magnifier, nous ne pouvons pas finir de vous
We cannot
glorifier.
stop magnifying you. We cannot stop glorifying you.
Et c'est tout
You
ce
are
qu'on
from
nous demande.
Burkina Faso, and that is all we have
Vous avez
asked.
fait face à l'ennemi sans pour autant
You have
connaître
faced the enemy without knowing the
l'ennemi
enemy,
à fond, sans pour autant connaître, avoir les mêmes capacités que les forces.
without
de
having the
sécurité.
same capabilities as the security forces.
Beaucoup d'entre vous ont payé,
But you have faced it.
mais vous continuez à
Many of you have paid for their lives, but you continue to
Que pouvons-nous
resist.
faire pour améliorer vos conditions de travail?
What can we do to improve your working conditions? That is combat.
La première des choses, le VDP existe.
First of all,
depuis
the
plusieurs
FDS has existed for several years,
années, n'était pas équipé.
but it was not equipped, especially the notion of individual weapons. I
Je
think
pense
that
que
this
ce
problem
problème
is
est
more or
plus ou
less
moins
solved.
résolu. Tous ceux
All
qui sont
those who are
VDP
VDP in the villages
aujourd'hui
today
ont des
have
armes.
weapons.
De toute façon, ils sont nombreux encore à
Anyway,
vouloir s'inscrire
there are
au
still
justice.
many who want to join, I am sure.
Tous les villageois souhaiteraient peut-être être
All the
VDP,
villagers might want to be
mais nous
VDP,
allons
but we will go step by
étape
step
par étape, parce que nous avons demandé aussi aux civils de contribuer, comme je vous disais tout à l'heure,
because we have also asked the
Jusqu'à un
civilians to
niveau.
contribute, as I told you earlier,
qui doit permettre de vous prendre en charge.
up to a
Voilà
level
pourquoi
that should
maintenant,
allow
nous
you to
avons
take
décidé de
charge.
passer à un autre niveau
That is why in January we decided to go to another level in terms of prices, but also in terms of taking charge to injure and ensure a certain minimum. The equipment will continue, and everything that can be done to accompany you, it will continue to grow. As we advance in the fight, you are identified, you are known, and you are a block in the different communes. That is why I ordered that we order clothes to start equipping little by little. But the ideal for me is not to buy clothes from abroad. We need to be able to design new types of clothes for you, and we want these clothes to be made here. That is why we are accelerating the establishment of the factory that must produce our clothes, because I want there to be a particular model, a special outfit for this army that has the BVDP too. So this is a question that will be resolved. And what is more normal is that you are dressed by ourselves through our cotton that has been transformed here. But I urge you to never lose focus. We must not be surprised. We must not sleep. We never lower our arms. Today, look at the volume of terrorists who attack Burkina Faso. Did you imagine that there was such a thing in Burkina Faso? They were there, covered in darkness, what we call dormant cells, because those who kept us in this situation, the day they wanted, it was enough for them to say to the government, "We did this. If you refuse, they will activate, and we must fight." These are enemies of the nation. They decided to attack their country. We must fight them. It is without mercy. The other thing is between yourselves. You must overcome a certain number of events and do not let yourself be manipulated. When there are events, we must avoid making interpretations or let ourselves be manipulated. Our country has long been in a very complicated system.
There are only two things right now. It's either you fight or you remain slaves forever. Because nobody's going to save you. Nobody's coming to fight for you. Nobody's going to take you out of the predicament, misfortune, and the trouble you're in right now. You will take yourself out of that trouble if you want to take yourself out of it. Because we have believed and trusted in African leaders. They're failing us every day. They cannot do what we want. They can't do what we are anticipating them to do. They're doing completely opposite of what we are expecting them to do. We have trusted them with an assignment for them to get to the government and save this land. But they have proven to us they cannot be able to save this land. Instead, they sell the land out every time, every day, everywhere. Anytime they get an opportunity to sell the land, they sell it out. We only have one way to do this. We fight or we remain slaves forever, as Ibrahim Traore is saying. Because we have to fight. Imperialists and oppressors, they're taking advantage of us because they know we cannot fight. Because they know we are weak. But it's high time we should prove to them that them thinking we are weak, it's wrong. We are not weak. We have been respecting them. But they've always taken advantage of our respect. They've taken advantage of it time and again, time and again, time and again. And a time has come when everybody has to wake up. Wherever you are, you wake up, get out of that slumberland, get out of the sleep, and we begin fighting until we get the freedom we want. Because if we continue staying like this, we shall continue remaining slaves. Our fathers, our ancestors, they were slaves. The generation that followed were slaves. Another generation came, they were slaves. We have come, we are slaves. Our children will come, they will still be slaves if we cannot wake up and fight. A time is now, and if it's not now, it's never. We have to fight. We have to put an end to this. We have to say no to this. We have to reclaim our land. We have to reclaim our freedom. We have to take back what belongs to us by fire, by force. That is all we need to do. And that is all we want to do. That is all we have to do. Ibrahim Traore is saying we must fight and take it back by force. Even in the Holy Bible, it is written The kingdom of God is suffering violence, and those who are violent shall take it by force. We need to be violent to take the land back to us by force. Because if we ask them to bring it to us silently or smoothly, they were not going to do that. They've been here for quite some time. They know what they're getting from this place, and they cannot leave this place because they know what they're getting from this place. We have to wake up and fight. If we cannot wake up and fight, we're not going to get back what belongs to us. They have to leave this place because this place belongs to us. They have their place. Everybody to stay in their home. Whatever belongs to you, I will not touch it. I will only touch it under your conditions. Whatever belongs to me, don't touch it. Only touch it under my condition. That is how we're supposed to live. That is how we're supposed to be. From today henceforth, everywhere you are, in anything you do, know that we are in a fight of reclaiming, of redeeming, and restoring ourselves from the hands of the slave, from the slavery, from the captivity. We need to live a life that is free, a life that every other person is living. They cannot be living a free life. We are living a slavery life, and we assume that we are okay. No, we are not okay. We have to take what belongs to us by force. That is what Ibrahim Traore is saying. And everybody out there, African Streamline family, every one of you, just know we are in a fight of reclaiming back what belongs to us. If we cannot do that, nobody else is going to help us. We are the people to help ourselves. We are the only people to help ourselves. Help yourself. Help yourself. Help yourself. Help yourself. Because black people only need to fight for themselves to get the freedom. From diaspora, from Caribbean, from Africa, Ibrahim Traore is the leader and the king, and we are following his footsteps. Whatever he says is what we do. That is all that we do. Anything he tells us, that is all that we do. We have to fight. It's either we fight or we remain slaves forever. Adios muchachos, guys.